Okay, so this gnome starts off like a normal gnome does. It's got like that pointy hat. I'm doing something a little bit different today. I'm going to put in some ears. Well, it's kind of like, I don't know, I guess I just want to put in ears today. I've been told to put in ears in the past, and well, we're going to do it today. So I'm drawing in the hat there, so the hat's going to sort of like be curved back like that. And it's quite good to put in sort of both profiles and then sort of take that wood away. Okay, so this is my kind of process when I carve a gnome. I tend to start off at the top, the hat, and then I kind of meander my way through the face and eventually land somewhere down by the feet. It's kind of like a reverse snowman if you would sort of like take that analogy. But let's be honest, the hat is the soul of the gnome. Well, what's a gnome without that pointy hat? The rest is just sort of like gnome admin. Actually, we're going to put in those ears today. That's really not gnome-like at all. It's going to have a normal nose as well, which is kind of odd. Okay, so just let's forget all of that rambling. This is what you need to know. Hat first, face next, body last, boom. Throw in a bit of artistic process, and you got yourself a gnome. And if you're a beginner, this is probably not the video for you. This is kind of a little bit more advanced because we're putting ears in, putting a normal nose. G'day Electric Whittler, how you going? And also Creation Dust 777. Check out their channels. One's a chainsaw carver, one's a Dremel carver. Check them both out. So we've got that hat in, right? Now we're putting in that center line and sort of like penciling in where the eyes are. Now we've got to remember everything is flat there, so we're going to sort of round it off as well. So a common mistake people make, they don't have to do this, but like I always think the face looks a little bit better if it's not flat. It's round like your own face. So I'm not sure what I'm drawing in there. This is a problem with talkovers. We sort of get lost, and then it's just sort of like making stuff up as you go along. Which is kind of odd, but we'll get there. Don't be afraid of the face. Just sort of like put it in, sketch it in, and it's kind of like do it on the flat first if you want to. Just sketch it in, and then we kind of round the face as we kind of go along. I'm not sure what I'm doing there. Oh yes, that's what I'm doing, is I'm putting in an angle there so I can get that nose sort of going outwards to a point. And then I'm just sort of like sketching in where the eyes are going to be. But the eyes are going to be sloping kind of back into the carving as well. The nose is going to be on that flat plane. Well, it's not going to change too much. So just kind of understand that. And as we go out from that nose, it kind of falls back. And these are the new detail burrs from Kutzall. And I guess technically I am an affiliate for this, so you could say I'm a little bit biased, but I think they're pretty good, and I have done a review on them. And if you have that uncontrollable urge to click the link and support the channel, I'm not going to stop you. If you want more information on these burrs, I have done a review on them, so click that link up there in the top right hand corner and check that out if you want. Remember to come back to this video though, because I've still got to carve these ears and they prove a little bit problematic. We've got to get, what I've decided to do is get that ear going over the top of that hat, just sort of like the top part that's not actually attached to your head. So yeah, I'm sort of trying to work that out at the moment with all those lines. You can sort of see the ear in there, just going over the top of it there. I probably sort of left a little bit more material, but what I might do is make that hat a little bit skinnier so the ears kind of stick out a little bit. Okay, so we're back onto the face, and check this out. Watch this line. Ooh, yeah. Really get some nice lines with that one. So we've sort of like angled the forehead back there. You can sort of see it dropping back there a little bit. Just trying to match the other eye up. Okay, so we are tackling the ears here. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting in the ears. I've sort of moved the hat back a little bit, so I've got some material to play with there. People hate ears. They're such a pain to put in. I've been asked to do tutorials on them, and I'm just getting my ear game kind of sorted out now, and so I'm going to become an expert in ears, and probably for the rest of my life I'm just going to do ears and live off the proceeds to that and buy a Lamborghini and retire And no more good work stories from me. I'm just going to say I'm an ear carver. A lot of people think these cutter burrs from Dremel are expensive. They kind of are. They last a long time though, and I really like this one. It is the Dremel Max 115DM. Such an amazing name to it. But it's really good actually on softer woods as well. You just got to be careful because it takes off a lot and it takes it off fast. But most people use it on hardwoods, but it's kind of good for this kind of stuff as well. It's a really nice kind of surface, not that that's what I'm after at the moment, but we've got that beard kind of shaped in. Now you could do that with a Kutzall flame burr as well, but I decided to show you can do it with a cutter burr. Let's put some feet in. Essentially what I do with the Gnome is I'll put in everything, well, going down like I said at the start, but just sort of like pencil it in, and then I go back and sort of sort out the finer details of things. The great thing about gnomes, they have no proportions. So essentially that beard has kind of covered all the mistakes you probably would have made if you started carving a neck and shoulders and all those kind of things. And what I have done there is I've put the arm, and I've just put the arm in following the line of the beard down, so then you don't have to carve the body at the front of the arm. Hey presto, that's kind of done. And then we'll just round out the back and give it a sort of like a bit of a coat, I guess you would say, a gnome coat. You can sort of see it there forming. Bang! I've got to round off those edges though. And here we go, we're back on the ears, so you can sort of see me there. I'm kind of shaping it actually with, I think this is a fine Kutzall flame burr. Yeah, it is. And I'm just sort of like shaping them because so they kind of like stick out a little bit and they have a bit of a hollow in there. And then what we'll do is we'll put the details in. I think I'm actually pretty much an expert at this ear carving now. So, so the next video is going to be ear carving through and through. You know, it's going to be, you're going to get sick of them pretty quick. I think a lot of people, they think one burr just does one thing, but essentially all burrs do everything kind of generally, but specializes in one thing really well. So you can kind of get away with using just a few burrs, but when you start getting a little bit advanced, or just wanting to take your carving to a new level, you start buying new burrs just for that little bit of specialization in the burr. And you talk about bad videoing, that is a good example of it just there, completely off screen. There we go, we're back again, and we've got the side profile there, so it looks pretty good actually. The ears come along, you see how I got that little top bit going over the top of the ear going over the bottom of the hat. So we're just using those fine Kutzall detail burrs again, and we're just putting a little bit of detail in. I'm not too worried. I haven't actually looked at ears too much to know exactly what the detail is. Is everybody's ears different, or is all the wrinkly bits in everybody's ears the same? I should really find this out, seeing as I am an expert in carving ears. Now I'm watching myself carve the ear and forgetting to talk. Right, okay, so here we go. I'm trying to put some little bits of detail in there. I probably need to go down to a diamond burr, that's what we'll do, and we'll put a little bit more detail in. So I carved eyes into this little gnome, and I started to veer into that haunted kind of dull territory in the attic. So I exercised them. What do you think? Should I have left the eyes or taken them out? You decide. Leave a comment. See you later.